And you served out?
Yeah, time served. That's what it was.
Okay. What about any other charges? Traffic tickets?
Oh, yeah. Well, that usually.
Anything else?
I actually have one. I gotta go to November 7th. I was passing in a double lane to go to work. I was going to pay the $90 and go to court to see if we can reduce it down, but
It's like a traffic ticket?
we'll make that one, I guess.
Any other charges? Drugs?
No, I don't do drugs.
Criminal mischief?
He doesn't do drugs. Interesting.
Nothing?
I figured a guy who was doing this on the weekends might indulge in some drugs, like having sex with random couples, or I don't know how random they are, but nonetheless, it's like that's kind of a high risk activity. So I wouldn't be surprised if someone who's engaging in one high risk activity is engaging in other forms of high risk activity.
What type of computer do you own?
Windows Vista.
Windows Vista.
Windows Vista.
Windows Vista.
What kind of computer is it? Is it Dell or Gateway, Compact?
Aspire, I think.
Okay. Is it a laptop or a desktop?
He's got an Aspire laptop.
What else do you have at your house? Do you use a webcam?
I had one, yeah.
You should ask, what did you use to take that picture of your cock?
Digital camera.
Yeah, I had one.
Oh, that's probably the digicam.
And what about any pornography?
Yeah.
What kind of pornography, Travis?
We enjoy together some things.
She was asking to see if it was pornography involving minors. That's why she said, "What kind, Travis?" But I think he didn't pick up on that. I don't think that was the case. I don't think that he was in possession of that. But nonetheless, I don't think he picked up on that. That was subtle on her part.
And there's sites that be able to pop up during the time that you look at other things, and that pops up too.
What does he say?
Other things.
Other things.
Young girls.
Oh, then he was. Never mind.
I guess that's what.
He was looking at young girls.
Towarded the thing. I don't know. Yeah.
So you and your wife both look at child pornography?
Oh wow, he's fucking her over hard. Whoa.
No.
Okay.
Just you?
Yeah. I mean, no, I don't even have any of that. You know what I mean? You have to.
Man,
go looking for that.
this guy, his girlfriend would have been fucking furious at him. And even, I mean, I imagine that she didn't, but it's like, even him raising the question is not good.
No. Okay. Will it be on your computer, though, where you have seen it?
I don't know if you really call it a child pornography site. There's no sites I've been to. It's just a bunch of videos, you know, and don't tell how old they are or anything like that.
So you enjoy young girls?
I've never been with a young girl except for that one that was 18. That's the only one young girl.
The one who's 18.
I dated one. And she stayed with me for a while, but she never worked, so I mean, she went back home.
What the fuck?
This?
Whoa, she scratches the back of her neck. That was, let's see that again.
When was this?
When was this?
2000.
Her neck didn't itch. She just, she sees something and now she's gonna pounce on this.
1 or 2.
How old was she?
How old was she?
She was of age. I mean,
Where'd she go back home to?
I'm not sure.
You don't know where she lived? She lived with you?
She lived in Lebanon with her mom.
In Lebanon?
Then she moved out.
Lebanon?
I don't know. That was just...
What was her name?
I don't remember that either.
You lived with this girl and you didn't know her name.
I've had a lot of girlfriends.
Well, I'm sure you have, Travis, but I want to know this one's name.
I don't know.
Now, I feel like you've been very honest with me so far.
I am.
But for
This guy's so ridiculous. And I don't think the dude's trying to flex. Like, I don't think he was trying to brag or anything, but it's just ridiculous that he says that.
some reason,
I don't know.
She straight called bullshit on this.
well, I want you to think about her name. I'm sure if you give it a shot, you can come up with a name for me.
But She was of age. What's it matter there?
Because I want to know her name.
Because she wants to know her name. She wants to know everything about every. She wants to know everything he's ever said to an underage person ever in this moment. This guy is just, and it's crazy because he's just volunteering all this information. They didn't have it until he opened his fucking mouth.
I can see her face, but I just
You can see her face.
picture
I
name.
can see your face. I wonder if they had him, if they could have one of like a police sketch artist come in, and then if he could see her face, he just describes her, and then they could like use that image to find her. Like, have you seen this person?
Did she live with?
A couple months.
It's a long time.
And you don't do drugs.
She's all, dude, and you were high. He's lying about. I mean, he must know her name and whatnot. He just doesn't want to say.
What about the boy that lives with you? The 5-year-old.
Strictly friend.
Friends. What?
Girlfriend's son.
He's your friend.
I mean, I'm just
That's so weird.
friendly relationship, just like my son. You know what I mean?
Long pause. She's asking.
You understand my concern.
Yeah, all these questions will pop up. I understand.
And the more truthful you are now, the less you'll have to deal with later.
Yeah, all I can tell you is I'm a good father to him, and I made a mistake, and I come down here, and I tried to live life. I tried to work hard. I made a mistake, and that's all I can say.
So yeah, she normally she doesn't do that, but she hinted right there. So she asked if he had abused the boy, which he says he didn't. I guess we'll never know whether that happened or not. Hopefully it didn't though.
Mistake's gonna cost me probably my everything.
So where do you work?
Where did you used to work?
Parthenon Metals in Lebanon. Laverne, Tennessee.
Parthenon Metals. Is it steel?
What's the city again?
Laverne.
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 Just
What's up
like
with all these guys from Lebanon? Lebanon, and this guy's talking about.
Laverne and Shirley?
Yeah.
That's a great show, wasn't it?
Okay.
What the fuck?
The
Laverne and
Happy Days?
Happy Days? What are you talking about?
What do you do there, Travis?
They call a floop operator.
Happy Days.
Stealing.
To even bring up the show Happy Days in this setting right here during a police interrogation for this shit. Oh man.
In the
She's
mill,
trolling him
you
hard.
burst through, and you make steel tubing for things like this, truck seats, and ATVs.
Okay, he does some kind of metal work, machine operator.
9 months, November 11th, or November something, I can't remember.
How far away is that from Murfreesboro?
30 miles.
30 miles.
I'm gonna go make a copy of this stuff real quick. Oh, I do want to cover something with you real quick. I've got your chat log here. I need you to look
Excellent.
at that. Now, is this...
And this is good because this confronts everything that he's said online with reality. So at this point, he's already acknowledged and he's told her, you have the transcript. that gives validity to what she's holding. So he has confirmed that she's holding the actual transcript. In effect, he's done that. So at this point, she's showing him what is evidence against him.
One here, is that you?
Yeah.
You want to
He's
come and
confirming.
give me 2005?
You want
That's your
come get
screen name? Okay. And that next one, can you
what the fuck's you want come and get me?
read it for me?
Blue butterfly. No.
Speak up.
Blue butterfly.
Damn, speak up!
Is that the person you were chatting with? Okay. And it was yesterday, 10/17?
Yeah.
When you started talking? And you did set a date to come and see her? And you knew she was 13 years old?
Yes.
And you intended to have a pleasurable sexual relationship
I like how she wove his fucking creepy ass word into that.
upon your visit?
Yes.
Okay. I gotta go out and make some copies, and I'm gonna have to complete your citation. I'll bring you a copy of your Miranda warning and your consent to search your vehicle. Now, one thing I want to show you that I did write in here on this piece of paper is that the vehicle is located at Bowling Green Police Department. And I initialed that, so if you can initial that as well, showing that I didn't add or change anything that you weren't aware of. And I'm going to change the date on there as well to the 18th. Just going to mark through that one time.
What is the actual charge? Can you tell me?
It's going to be attempted unlawful transaction with the minor.
That seems like a broad charge. Attempted unlawful transaction with a minor, because a transaction is an extremely broad term, especially in terms of it being used here.
Is that bad?
Is that bad?
I hope it's a felony. Please say it's a felony. Oh God, please say it's a felony.
It's a Class C felony.
Hell yes. I'm so grateful. I'm very grateful.
I know, I'm just saying.
She nods her head.
Is it worse than what having sex with a minor in 3 degrees? Is that worse?
In 3 degrees.
Every state has their statutes and they're set up differently. I don't know what level that is. Are you talking about in Delaware? Or is this somewhere else?
At the time, that's what it was. I just wondered the difference in that here than what I had there. I mean,
It doesn't sound like it would be any different.
Why do
but-
you have the actual penetration part, though? That's what I was just wondering. You know, it just.
Well, that's why it's attempted.
It's classified as a Class C felony in Kentucky.
Right, so attempted is it's having intent and making some action towards the completion of the crime. So he set out. So he had intentions to do it, talked about it, and then set out and went to the sting house and met with Hanson
Which Delaware will not
and Casey.
Yeah.
What is that?
degree is
A Class C felony is 5 to 10 years.
Damn.
You know, and they'll handle that here, or, you know, I don't know, since you traveled out of state, you may have other issues to think about.
So they'll in Tennessee too.
So if you travel out of state, they might send him back to Tennessee, but because he committed the crime there in Kentucky, if he goes to prison in Kentucky, I mean, he's not going to know anyone. At least if he went to jail in one of the jails in his home state, there's a chance that he might have maybe he would have ran into someone that he knew, and that might be good or bad. But you know, he might have seen some familiar faces. But if he's in the fucking Kentucky Department of Corrections, he's not gonna know a fucking soul. Like, he's gonna arrive there. From this point on, he's not gonna see a friendly face. Like, for the next like fucking 7 years or 5 years or whatever.
Now,
So how does that
one
work?
thing that we're going to want to do is look at your computer.
Yeah, no shit.
I would like to get a consent from you to do that. That would be your call. I can write up the paperwork the same as we did for your vehicle. You can give us consent to go into your home and look at your computer, or take your computer
Would that
and any.
would that would affect what I?
It certainly would.
Would that be worse if I was to say no, because I don't want you to have to bother her?
You know what? I cannot.
Now I wonder if he actually said no because he didn't want to bother her. Either way, she could have pressed the issue, but I don't think she wanted to risk it. Um, she didn't want the case to get thrown out. If she was able to get an admission out of him, or if she was able to have him agree to this, she wouldn't want it to be through any illicit or non-protocol means. So yeah, he's basically declined, and she at this point is just going to accept that. But I wonder if he's actually declining for his girlfriend, or if he's just if he's declining because he knows it'll fuck him over, and he just doesn't want to say that. And I guess we'll never know.
It's your call as to whether you want us to do that or if we have to pursue other means
I think that he knew. I think he was just looking out for himself.
to do so.
If you wanted to that way, I just didn't want to have her involved in it.
Well, now I'm gonna let you think about it.
She's like,
I
dude,
gotta
you're not
correct some
answering.
copies. I gotta fill out the
I
citation.
got a cell phone. Can I use it?
Hell no, you can't use it.
Once we get you to the jail, you can make calls once they get you processed there.
Once we get you to the pan.
Okay. But what I'm telling you is, you have an option to do consent, which always looks good for you because you're cooperating. That's the way I operate in my investigations. I'd rather have consent from you than have to go to somebody else and, say, well, we want a search warrant to get in the door.
So she's flexing on him there, but it's interesting because the only leg she has to stand on is anything that he's already told her. So he's basically implied that he has some kind of child pornography on his computer, and at this point she has probable cause to get a warrant. So if he denies the consent, if he tells her to fuck off, then she could just get a warrant against him anyways. So it's pretty funny that he's already fucked himself.
Or whatever. But
You go
it's
up there in plain clothes. You have to go up there in
Plain clothes.
department.
Well, like that's not gonna fucking let people know. Like a bunch of people show up. What are they supposed to show up in undercover gear just to protect his girlfriend's reputation?
Thing.
yeah. It's officer safety, Travis.
I know. I'm just saying.
She's gonna find out.
She's gonna find. Yeah, of course she's gonna find out.
I gotta tell her. I'm just saying.
Well, you may not have that option to call her and tell her, is what I'm telling you. So, I'm going to go away for a few minutes, make some copies, get your citation filled out. I'll come back,
Go ahead and do it. Go ahead
and
do it.
I'll check on you. Do you want to do the consent?
Yeah, it don't matter to me. I mean,
It don't matter. He's still not giving her an answer.
That's the only bad thing I've ever done, according to me, as an adult. You know what I mean? Everything else is it's just adult stuff, you know.
She didn't even say anything. She just stared at him. Look at that. Holy shit.
You know what I mean? Everything else is it's just adult stuff, you know.
She just stares. And then folds her shit.
We'll go ahead and do the paperwork. Okay, what was your address again?
Okay, so it looks like he's agreeing to do the search after all. And it's probably in his own best interest because they would be able to get a search warrant if he didn't agree to it.
Oh, you didn't sign this one either where I changed the date. Been signed by the date.
Will I be transferred to Tennessee jail, or would I be here?
You'll be taken to the jail here.
The Warren County Regional Jail.
Warren County
Now,
Regional
is this an
Jail.
apartment or
It's a duplex.
a duplex? Is it marked by the...
It's not A or B. What's the other apartment number that's part of the duplex?
Are they gonna blur it? Yeah. They're really protecting that information, which is good.
Yes, so if I had never done this and turned around and just had some bad problems or something, would y'all just still convicted me and done all that stuff too?
Pardon?
If I have it just turned around and just forgot about it and just said no and didn't call her or anything like that and went back home and just like my regular life, would y'all would have had anything with me?
What do you think?
What do you
I
think?
don't know.
No, they would have arrested. If I wouldn't have committed the crime, would you guys have arrested me? You fucking retard.
What do you think you should have done?
Oh, now, I mean,
It's like now that she's gotten what she wants from him, you can even tell from her, from the way that she's sitting, she's no longer giving him that attention anymore. She's gathered enough evidence from this brief interaction with him to already get a search warrant. And if they get a search warrant, they'll probably be able to find something incriminating. So she can already, I mean, they have all the nails needed to fucking nail this guy's coffin shut. And you could tell she just doesn't have any patience for his bullshit anymore.
sure, it should turn around, but I'm just saying, would y'all have went back to my house and got me?
It's very possible you may have gotten a visit.
A visit. That's good. That was a good answer.
Okay. Now, you said it's
If he would have just chatted, would he still have been arrested? Interesting. Yeah, that would be a case to be decided in court. Whether intent is demonstrated by just talking. Yeah, I mean that's something. That'd be a case for lawyers to argue.
an Aspire or Inspiron?
Aspire, I think.
How do you spell that?
Aspire.
Where's it usually located in the house?
In the bedroom.
In your bedroom?
Yeah. It's laying up. You'll see it, or if it's folded down. Watch it.
What other computer equipment did you say you had? A webcam?
Yeah.
And a
What about a
digi.
digital camera?
Yeah, I never used a digital camera much. It was too small.
But
Too
you
small?
have one that
You couldn't use it to capture all of your dick.
you'll allow us to look at?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only got pictures of faces, really. I just downloaded
Okay.
them all.
What else do you have? You have flash drives that you use?
I had a flash drive, but it didn't have anything porno on it or nothing. So, I mean, yeah, it's sitting right there on the table.
Okay. So flash drive.
So she is asking him all the shit that he has. It's just because he's being agreeable. So everything that she's writing down, they're going to be able to take. And to my limited legal knowledge, the police will only be able to take what they see that is immediately related to the what is explicitly written on the search warrant. I'm not sure if they can take I'm sure they could take other things that are illegal actually, but nonetheless, if there's nothing else that jumps out immediately, then they would only be able to take. So if he didn't tell them about a flash drive or something, and they got there, I wonder if they'd be able to take that. Like if they just saw a flash drive, they're like, oh fuck, this isn't the one that he mentioned. Like we don't have permission. I don't know that they would be able to take it. Maybe they could, maybe they couldn't. I don't know.
What else do you use with the computer? Do you use CDs? Do you burn CDs?
But she wants to just make it very easy and just to avoid that, just like fucking tell me everything so we don't miss a goddamn thing. Cause I don't wanna miss a thing.
Have CDs with it, but not doing stuff like that.
Okay. So you'll have CDs at the house.
Of what?
Of what?
Anything. There will be CDs there, is what I'm asking.
There'll be music CDs. There'll be. There's me and the girl we have a porno. We do some things. You know.
What did he say?
The girl. There's me and the girl we have a porno. We do some things. You know, when we're having
Okay, so he makes pornos with his girlfriend. Interesting.
our fun.
Our fun, their pleasure.
Okay.
They pleasure each other. Below.
We have a love swing.
Love swing.
You know, up in the air.
It's up in the air. We have a love swing. It's up in the air. It's like a bird.
It's got a hook in there. And we put this swing in the closet.
And look, like, when he's explaining it, it's like he has his hand on his forehead. I mean, he's just fucking. She's just wearing him down.
It's got a hook in there. And we put this swing in the closet. You know.
Do you have a Game Boy or Xbox or
A
anything?
Game Boy. No, Lurch doesn't game out.
He has a Nintendo, I think.
Does he?
Okay.
He's twitching his finger. Look at his finger. Look at Lurch's right hand, or his right arm, and his index finger, right there. And you can just see constant movement. Stillness, except his hand and his fingers.
Alright.
Very nervous now.
2104.
Okay, I'm going to read this to you, okay? And you tell me if something doesn't sound right or we need to change it around, okay? I hereby consent to a complete search of the premises property or vehicle located.
Oh wow. And these are just the specifics of his home. She's just reading the details.
Which side is it? The left side or the right?
And they're gonna blur it out.
If they're facing us.
And you turn in the stop light there. Turn right. It's a cul-de-sac with
I mean, it's a duplex, but which side is it on?
right.
Residence of Travis Fowler, Aspire laptop located in his bedroom, webcam, digital camera, flash drive, CDs, other computer related.
CDs.
Do you understand what all that encompasses? Okay.
And now he's given them all the evidence that they need, or he's at least given them the opportunity to seize all the evidence that they need to fucking send his ass away. And already the charge that he's being presented with now is a very serious charge. She's already said it was years in prison. So I mean, she's told him, and I think because he's been to jail, he's not really freaking out. It's just he's annoyed and he's disappointed, but he's not. So I mean, this guy just must have lived a life that was kind of on the edge. You know, it's not like he had a whole fucking life. He had a little family and whatnot, but I think this guy just didn't. He didn't really take much seriously, because he's pretty goddamn calm for someone who's now going to be incarcerated for years as a sex offender.
Now, also, I'm going to add on here or written materials that may be around your laptop. Okay?
Oh yeah, so or written material, that could be anything. That's very broad.
I grant this consent to Catherine R. Reed, known to me to be an agent of the Office of the Attorney General, and to such other officers deemed necessary to assist. I know that I have a right to refuse to consent, and I voluntarily give up that right. I know that the agent does not have a search warrant I have not been threatened or coerced in any way, nor have I been promised any favor or benefit. I have read this consent form, or it has been read to me, and I understand it. The date is 10/18/07, and the time is 21:04. I'm going to let you take a look at that, and then I'll give you an opportunity to sign it.
There's no way that, see, let's see. There's no way he's gonna read this. And that sound right there is the sound. It's the sound of him just signing away. And there, she now from where he's sitting, he doesn't know that Catherine Reed read the paper. Catherine Reed could have just been making shit up. The document that he's signing, although she just made it seem like she was reading a document, right? You know, she made it seem very professional. She might not have been reading that document. And I think the reason that you should have a lawyer present always in a situation like this is that the lawyer, trust and believe, is going to read every fucking line before their client signs it. No one is going to sign anything without their lawyer examining the document front and back. So without even reading this, this, which is probably written in legalese, there's probably esoteric legal language that is inaccessible to Travis probably. But Travis is signing something, and I'm sure that he has no idea what the fuck he's signing. He didn't look at this himself, and he's taking Catherine Reed at her word that she was actually reading the document aloud.
And if you'll print your information there below it so we can read it.
So he's just signing away without reading. Typical. It's always good to do that. If you ever have to sign a doc, I mean, I know like for terms and services and shit, like for Google and YouTube and whatnot, you just click I agree. But I mean, if you're in a situation like this, like you always have to fucking read the document. And you should never sign anything without reading it over. Not when the stakes are this high. Fucking years of your life. This guy's like bored. This detective's like, dude, I've been here for like an hour. Like, why is he even here? This guy hasn't even really done anything. I wonder if they just need multiple people to be in the room at the same time. Like 2 detectives to psych him out. Because it's recorded anyways, so it's not like they need another witness. So I wonder what the fuck he's even doing.
Do you need to use the restroom or anything?
Yep.
Is there one up here?
I don't think there may be. I'm not certain about that.
Okay, let me go check it and then I'll be right back with you.
See, but that sounds like she's just being nice.
Alright, I'll be right back, okay?
Oh, that's awkward. It puts just them 2 together. This dude's like, he's like, I ain't staying here with you, fucker.
I'll keep them in here in case they need them again.
Somebody might
Cutters. There's no way.
Keep them in
Now
here in
look.
case they need them again.
Somebody might need them.
Oh no, they're taking those cutters so Travis doesn't have a fucking weapon. Damn. Catherine Reed noticed that and was like, we can't leave a weapon in front of the fucking prisoner. You know, I originally claimed that Catherine Reed might have insisted Travis take the water just so he become dependent on them, but it seems that maybe she's just genuinely like that. Maybe she's just being kind and considerate, at least in that aspect. Because I don't think that there's really anything that she needs from Travis anymore. He's basically given her everything that she's asked for. So at this point, she's like, dude, I'm done with you. You want to take a leak? Not that I think that it would be cruel and unusual punishment if a police department didn't let someone take a piss or a shit. Like, that's the fucking definition of cruel and unusual punishment. but still, I think that the officers can certainly make it more difficult for you. You know, without necessarily denying you officially, they could just they could create a scenario in which, oh, the toilet's broke, you gotta wait. You know, whether it's broke or not, who knows? But I think when you're in a jail, you know, things may happen off the record that just happen, especially to guys like this. And not that cops would be corrupt, but you know, they don't like these guys. No one fucking likes these guys. So if you're a fucking guard and you see something bad happen to a fucking child molester, it's like it's almost like it's like justice. Really, it's, you know, you might be a little more slow in your response. But yeah, the cops they didn't really need to do any kind of extreme tactics. Travis pretty much volunteered everything that Reed asked for, and he didn't put up too much of a fuss. And it's also interesting that the only thing that he was semi-reluctant to agree to was having the police go to the apartment or go to his duplex, but just because he was worried that it was going to shock his girlfriend. I think that's interesting as well. I mean, he just and for a guy like this, he already has a past regarding sex with minors, and he's looked it up online. This guy's a predator. He's a fucking predator. I think he reoffended when he got out. I don't know his story regarding when he got out, what happened in life. Like I said, I heard that he went catatonic in jail, but I don't know if that actually happened.
I got a couple of questions for you before we finish up here. These are the IDs that we found in your car, okay? And they both have two different addresses than what you
the
gave
fuck?
me. Can you explain that to me?
That's an old one that I had for a while.
She's like, who the fuck are you and why are you lying to us?
Okay, it broke. So
It
when
broke.
I changed addresses, I went and got one on the internet,
She doesn't trust this guy at all.
and that's the last address that me and her lived at. But they haven't sent me anything that's updating my address from the internet, and I was going to go over to DMV and see what was going on.
But everything else on here is correct.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. He's going to take you up to the restroom and let you use the facilities, and then by the time you get finished with that, I should have your citation completed, and we'll be ready to get you over to the jail, okay?